Welcome back. That feature on the importance of family reunion, sets the tone for our discussion this morning. And I want to look at the importance of family time and shared experiences. All right, I will have someone who is a pastor, and because he's a pastor, he has come in contact with a lot of families and handled a lot of family issues. Please join me as I welcome the senior pastor of Restoration House worldwide, in the person of Pastor Colenus Aruna.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining
My
us.
pleasure.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Happy New Year.
Same to you.
So I'm saying to you, welcome to 2025.
Oh, same
And
to
we are
you.
glad we are here.
Now we bless God.
All right, we're talking about the importance of family time, shared experiences. So for you, what does that mean? Let's start with that.
Okay. Family time majorly talks about created time. Take the
Okay.
word created, where family members are able to come together, right, to partake in certain activities, whether they are academic activities, social activities, or even domestic activities, just for the intent of creating a bond within the family in order to help every member of the family not just be roommates, but actually be united in purpose, be united in values, and become, let me say, a reflection of the kind of persons that is desired by the society. All right? Because the family is the smallest unit of the society. And so whatever comes out from the family impacts on the society. And that is why it's very important that whatever comes out from the family, the products of the family must be in such a way that they reflect acceptable values, yes, acceptable norms and morals in society.
Okay. Now, in this fast-paced world, where a lot of things are happening, a lot of, let me say, parents are too busy.
Yes.
How crucial do you think it is for us to prioritize quality
Family time. All right. Thank you for that word quality, because based on the fast-paced generation we are found in, the busyness, the economic situation, and you find people trying to do several things to be able to make all ends meet. We realize that it's not about the quantity, but the quality. No matter how little the time is, it has to be quality.
Quality time,
All right.
wow.
Now, it's important because, like I said earlier on, it is a period for should I call it the impartation of values. Your value system affects your spirituality, affects your morals, all right, moral conduct. It affects general behavior. It affects how we are able to handle pressure or how we react or respond to situations of life. So it's so important. Going to scriptures, there's a priest called Eli. And this man, there was no quality family time. And the impact of that was that right before his eyes, he was raising children who had no values of any sort. The summary of that was that those children destroyed themselves and even ended up destroying their father and ended up destroying the family heritage. Okay, so those values are passed on as we share time together. We don't assume that the children, the father, the mother, we don't assume anything. We don't assume that they know what they should know. We have to be deliberate at it. And when we fail in doing this, like I said earlier on, there is a discontinuity. Heritage cannot be passed from one generation to another without shared time, shared experiences. So that is a major disadvantage or a major downturn of not having such shared experiences. Yes, even in our nation, you just realize that a generation comes up, don't understand the right values, don't know what to do to keep the nation running, and then there's a lot of dysfunction.
They call themselves the Gen Z family.
Yes, that's it. Or some say Gen Alpha now.
Gen
That's the latest. Yes.
Okay, that's the latest.
Yes.
All right, beyond the traditional family, dinner time where all the family, those days now you sit down around table and
Yes.
everybody eat together. What do you think? What other creative, engaging, what will I call it, timed yes, engaging time do you think we can also use?
Okay. Taking cognizance of the fact that it's a fast-paced world, like we said earlier on. For example, my children will close from their school at about 4 p.m. And by the time you are getting home, the day is gone.
Yeah.
And then you have basically weekends and all that. So it's important to begin to see how can integrate the sharing of experiences, integrate it into the normal activities. First of all, yes. For example, my wife does this a lot. She would play a movie or a cartoon, and then she would be with the children and begin to ask them, what do you understand by this? What lesson do you get from this? All right. So it's both educational, morally inspiring. At the same time, she's actually spending time with them. Okay. At times, not all the time, but at times, I might be praying and just allow them to be around.
Okay.
Because all the time it's not just about talking to them, but even them just being around, children, family members being around is also very important. There are times where you are assisting them in doing their homework, where you can go ahead and begin to talk to them. There are times where we allow some of the children wash plates.
Okay.
All right, in the course of doing that, maybe the mother, children are in the kitchen at the same time. So instead of just keeping quiet and doing stuff, you just go ahead and begin to communicate. That is on one side. But there's also deliberately making out time for outing.
Okay.
Yes, you have to do that. Yes. So we have festive seasons. All right. It's either outings to other family members or outings to certain social gatherings or outings generally. Also, like on my own side, it's possible to embark on a crusade and just allow the children to go with you. It's not as if they're going to do anything, but just be around daddy. You see things, you learn things, you see how he reacts to things, and yes, and that helps.
Okay, let's talk about emotional and social, how will I put it? Because you find out children whose parents are not always around.
Yes.
They have a different mindset.
Yes.
They behave differently.
Yes.
I don't want to use the word they look like a sheep without a shepherd. Okay, for you as someone who has come in contact with a lot of families, what would you say about that?
Well, it's a very serious issue because I could call these dysfunctional families. Because majority of the young people that come out, the children that come out from such families need serious attention. All right. You find many of them with inferiority complex. You find many of them without confidence. All right. You find many of them living in hatred. Hatred because, of course, they are not happy with daddy, they are not happy with mommy. Of course, the children are too young to start understanding that it's because you are trying to make ends meet and all that, pay their school fee and all that. And so you find children who are in hatred. And because they don't like themselves and they are not happy with their parents, they pour the same on their classmates. And anywhere they go, the same. So you see certain persons, certain children who grow up with a revenge mindset. Yes. It's sort of like I'm going to pay daddy back in his own coin. I'm going to pay mommy back in her own coin. All right. You find them behaving stubborn. You also discover that when situations come, they don't know how to handle the situations. All right. So you find them taking wrong decisions in the face of situations because daddy, mommy, they were never there to guide them on such things.
Okay.
All right. We had a case where, very funny, where a young boy, a young man were sponsoring in school, a young boy, they were engaged in a fight, and the young boy beat his manhood. Yes, recently, and when I saw the picture, it was it was a gory sight. I was like, how do you think of going to that length
That
in the midst
lens.
of a battle between
Yeah.
just one, just two
Wow.
students? Okay, and when you check this, you begin to trace it, you realize that it's from a dysfunctional home, right? So it's so important. It's so important that things are put right at the home front. Otherwise, it's disaster we are raising for the society.
The program is still Good Morning Abuja. Please let's take this break. And when we return, the program continues. Don't go anywhere. It's good to know that you are still there. Thank you so much. This is social media era.
Yes.
How do we manage screen time? Okay, in
Yes.
families.
Okay. That's again another very important matter that we can keep talking about. You see, discipline is important.
Okay.
You have the phone doesn't have you. So what that means is you have control over the phone. There are certain periods of the day where the phone should be unavailable for the purpose of attending to the family. There are times where you see children are trying to gain your attention, wife is trying to gain the attention of the husband and is on phone.
He's on phone.
He's on phone. He's not hearing what they are saying. He's not listening. I can say it's the hearing, but it's not listening because it's not getting in. And before you know it, the family members begin to feel lonely and all that and detached. All right. But if we are going to have proper instilling of values, like I said earlier on, we will need to decide and say, okay, if this is family time, then let's put the phones out. For example, if we are going out or if we want to just have a discussion, or husband, wife, or children inclusive, okay, these phones off or on silent. You can attend to the calls later on. But this period is a period for us. Yes, you have to put away your phone. If you have periods like devotion, okay, where the family read the Bible together, pray together, such times should be off phone. Not that someone is on the phone.
On the phone.
Why
He's not paying
he's not
attention.
paying attention to anything.
Honestly.
All right. So it's a major matter in this generation. I talk so much about it because I've realized that many people, even though the social media has a lot of advantages, and of course it's a blessing, but the same way you can use the knife to cook, to cut your meat and all that, the knife can also stab, destroy.
Yeah.
All right. So the same way, the phone, the social media is a blessing, but can also become a disaster if it's not handled properly. Okay.
Okay. Now, there's this saying that every child is your child. In those days, when you see your neighbor's child misbehave,
Yes.
what do? You pick up your
Yes,
cane,
yes,
your
and then
rod
you-
of correction, you want to do that. But these days, you dare not touch.
No, you don't. You dare
They
not.
see it as act of wickedness.
Yes.
How did we get to this point?
Well, I think again, in the process of time, you talked earlier on about gathering the table with food,
Yes.
or some didn't even have table on the floor.
On the floor,
Yeah,
yeah.
we gather and eat without anybody suspecting another person, and other children will even come in and join you and you eat. Okay, but within the passage of time, I've come to realize that trust was breached. Possibly because the tales and the stories of wickedness continually on the increase. So you just realize that people are suspecting people, and then that unity that was there among neighbors no longer there. If I can find people living in the same compound now who don't even know their names, each other's names,
Yes.
or they don't even
They've
have their
never
phone
even
contacts.
entered the neighbor's
Yes,
house, right?
everybody
They don't.
just go out in the
Nobody
morning, come
mind.
back in the evening.
Wow.
So you realize that, like you said, a fast-paced generation. Everybody is so fast that it's almost like nobody has time for another person. And when someone is trying now to help you, maybe to put your child right, even teachers, there are parents who will just fall on teachers so heavily if the teachers will dare correct their children or even discipline
They
the children.
they go to the school to fight.
Yes,
I
they
saw
go
a
there to-
video where a woman went to fight the teacher.
You can see that now. So if that could happen with teachers, what do you say about neighbors? Everybody will see the child and say, please, I don't want any problem. So the trust is not there. The fast-paced generation that doesn't allow anybody to even really know anybody, okay, is also part of it. Because if I don't know you and then you are correcting the child, it's easy to say this person is doing that because it's not his child. This person is doing that because it's not her child. So it's just where we find ourselves as a generation. And we just really need to trust God for wisdom.
Honestly.
Yes.
So as we round up, what will be your what would I call it? Your advice to families watching?
Okay.
You know.
My advice to families watching is that the worst thing that could happen is for somebody or a family not to have a legacy. You see, legacy is not all about the cars, the houses, and all that, but about the kind of products, children that you leave behind. That's your real legacy. When we look at your children, we look at your seed after you, we know whether you have a correct legacy. And if we continue to, pursue money, pursue property, just keep running and running, even ministry, at times, many of us in ministry, this becomes an issue because the program here, crusade here, program here, counsel this person here, pray for this one here, the family is dying. Family is dying. So at the end of the day, you have children who don't want to have anything to do with ministry.
Honestly.
Because the film ministry took their parents.
Yes.
Okay, so you hand over companies to the children without inculcating the right values in them. So what happens is a few years after you are gone, or even while you're still alive watching, they run it down. Okay, so what we should pass over to our children, or the legacy we should leave behind, should be a good name, values, right values, and not necessarily physical assets alone. Because if you give them physical assets without the right values, it will be wasted. At the end of the day, let me say the family name will quench. Let me put it that way.
Use the word.
Yes.
As you're talking, I just remember when we talk about family values. I remember growing up, you dare not tell or abuse someone. You dare not
Yes.
say you are stupid or you're a fool.
Yes.
You can't use such words. And there are certain things you do in my house that will tell you is unladylike.
Yes.
They will always tell you
correct.
that when you have a lot of men seated, your voice must not be.
Yes.
So you are just conscious of it and you grow up with it. So, but now a lot of things have happened. They say there's a learning by contact. So what the children learn outside, they bring it inside.
Yes,
And if
yes.
you're not there to say no, this is not part of our family value.
Yes.
If you're not there, they'll just mix things up. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
This
you
is a
so much.
topic that I don't know.
It's inexhaustible.
It's inexhaustible. It's as if we should just continue, and then because it's a thing of concern, especially a lot of things that are happening, and it's happening to our children. It's happening to the youths. You see a lot of youths go into things and you begin to wonder, where are they coming from?
Yes.
What happened to the foundation? Where are the parents? Where did this child get this mentality at this tender age? So all hands must be on deck. And I
Yes.
say to everyone watching, every child is your child. We need to, because if you don't correct that child, there's a proverb. I like what the Yorubas say, any child that is not trained at home will be trained outside. Omo talk only ita, meaning that is with a slap, they will just train that child outside. So please make sure that you instill values into your children. Make sure you check them, especially the youths, especially our teenagers. Please look out for them. And don't say because they are not your children, you see them do things wrong, you don't want to correct them. The program is still Good Morning Abuja. Please let's take this break. And when we return, the program continues. Don't go anywhere. It's good to know that you are still there. Thank you so much for staying tuned. This time we want to talk music. You remember that music is food for soul, okay? There's no way you hear music that you not get up and dance. And this time we'll have a saxophonist in the house. We want to look at music. He wants to share his experience with us as he talks to us about navigating the musical landscape. Please join me as I welcome Oluyemi Gabriel Oluwatoyin Oluwatito, aka Tito Sax.
Thank you.
The names, not be here.
Thank you so much.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, man.
Wow, the names are just Oluwa, Oluwa, Oluwa. Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
I
Thank
like
you, man.
it's okay. I like it. So, who is Tito Sax? Let's start from here.
Okay. My name is Oluyemi Gabriel Oluwatoyin Oluwatito Tito Sax. I'm the CEO of Surprised by Tito Sax. My musical experience started in 2013.
Mm.
Before venturing into music, I always like playing football, right?
Mm.
Till I saw a music minister ministering on the TV, the
Mm.
person of Pastor Kunle Ajayi. Then I actually fell in
Okay,
love
okay.
with this instrument and I wanted to know more about it. Then that's where my musical journey started, navigating other part of the musical instruments, being a child boy and everything. But with time, I've found to grow. There are steps I took that made me a better person, in which I converted my music experience into music business. So not just being just a saxophonist in the church, I also converted it as a form of means of livelihood in which has
Mm.
been sustaining me since I finished university in 2019 till now. So I would say that it has been a beautiful journey.
Mm.
And one thing about music, if you are not passionate about it, or if you are not passionate about this instrument, there's limit to how far you can go.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
There's this part of your job that I love. I each time I watch a clip of it, I'm excited. You told us
Sure.
you when people want to get engaged, they
Yes,
involve
yes,
you to
yes.
go there. So share the experience with us. Any of the ones you've gone
Okay,
to.
yeah, basically for proposals and birthday surprise, a lot of times with our instrument, to go and surprise the client. Sometimes the client can be sleeping. Then
Wow.
for there was a time I went for a surprise birthday. The person thought it actually a rapture was already taking place. So so I was
Seriously?
yes, actually it was a lot of confusion and here and there. Then I've seen a lot of experience that on a birthday the person started crying. Like, I'll call
Wow.
it tears of joy.
Mm.
Then proposals too, like the person not being aware of what's coming in
Mm.
and just hearing somebody serenading you. There's a feeling it brings. It brings a lot of
Yeah.
goosebumps, and especially
Yeah.
most ladies fantasize about the whole serenading thing. So it brings tears of joy. It brings that's an excitement that a long lasting one, a long
Mm.
lasting impression. There was a time I went to surprise somebody. She did not know I was coming. It was a lady. I just played the saxophone for over 5 years till now. She's still talking about it.
Wow.
That so yeah, you remember when you came to my location to just play thank you so much, thank you so much.
Wow.
There's this love, there's this excitement, there's this joy it brings that even money cannot buy actually.
Mm.
So it has been a beautiful experience. But sometimes the last time I did one for an aged woman, like a grandma in her 75. So when she saw the shock, we had to just hold her down
Okay.
to relax, to get herself
Because she wasn't
together.
expecting it.
Exactly, exactly. So then also apart from playing the birthday songs or proposal songs, we also play like danceable songs too. So and the woman was quite old, so there was little or no energy she could put in. But basically, in an overview of it, it has been a beautiful experience, and I've been doing that for over 6 years now.
Wow.
So really, I must say, I actually did one before coming, and the person was crying too.
Oh,
So
before coming
yeah,
here.
so I would
Seriously.
say it's a beautiful experience that everybody needs to surprise a loved one, no matter how small, with the little things that matter. Yeah.
Wow, this is beautiful. And it wasn't like this. I think it's a new trend
Yeah,
now.
yeah, basically, yes,
Yeah, it
yes.
wasn't like this. And suddenly I just noticed that people just picked on it and
Yes, it's just to
it's
spice the whole
mm,
atmosphere up. There's a different ball game it brings. There's a
mm,
different atmosphere it brings, and it's better than just giving gifts to somebody. Maybe if the gift is a tarnishable thing, you might not remember, but it's not possible for them not to remember the experience, like the tears of joy, the laughter, the surprise, the
mm.
excitement, and everything. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this journey. So how has it been? Would you
Uh,
say it's a lucrative one? Would you say are there challenges?
yes, yes.
Okay, so let's hear them.
Actually, to anybody that have passion, I would say
Mm,
it's lucrative. There's a level to which your passion stop. You can just have passion to just know the instrument, and you might not want to venture into business.
mm,
So before having passion for it, there are steps. You must be skilled. You must be learned. You must be actually be good in what you do, because if you are not particularly gone far in your journey or learned well, there's a limit. There's a limit. So I would say anybody going into this must must first of all have passion for it.
Okay.
Must have passion for music, have passion for this instrument, wanting to learn it.
Okay.
Actually, I had to stay to learn it because I cannot just navigate to music business if I've not learned it.
Okay.
Because if you are not bringing excellence to the table, it's better you don't do it.
Don't do it.
You don't
Yes,
do it
and
at all.
anything that is worth doing at all,
It's what doing
worth
well.
doing well.
So a part of the challenge is some people see it as what's this. I remember while growing up, somebody told me that, well, I'm just going up and down, blowing saxophone, blowing that. What's this? Some people don't understand.
Mhm.
But actually, what fueled me was passion. So
Mm.
you hear a lot of people a discouragement. You hear a lot of discouragement that it can't amount to anything. There are people that feeds on this and in
And
a
I'm sure
way,
you are feeding on, yeah, pays your
yes,
bills.
peace,
Yeah.
and it brings a lot of things to the table.
Wow.
So I will not say that it's a bad thing. To me, I'm enjoying it.
Mm.
It's a sweet ride. It's
Mm.
a sweet
I
ride.
think we need to enjoy what you are enjoying. So it's time for for you to play for us.
Okay,
Let's hear.
thank you.
So, boy, tell us, which one are you playing
I'm
first?
just going to play Afrobeat by Spyro. Who is
Okay.
your guy? So
Oh,
just
okay.
since
So we're
it's
asking
a
everybody
popular,
watching.
yeah,
Okay.
since it's a popular song.
I've started clapping already. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Yes. So you are saying to everyone, who is your guy? Who is that your friend? And you know your guy must not be only male, female. Who is your guy? It could be your parents, aunties, your colleague. So who is that personal person that you have? Thank you so much. This is just beautiful. Before we let you go, I want you to advise young people watching you. A lot of things are happening, okay? So we need you to talk to one upcoming artist or those who are saying, should I or shouldn't I? Just like you said, when you started, somebody mocked you, okay? Maybe there is somebody who is being discouraged, who loves or has passion for what you are doing, but
Yeah.
because of discouragement. So what would you say to that person as a roundup?
What I would say is that no matter the situation, no matter the circumstance, don't give up.
Mm,
Don't give up. If you love what you are doing, keep pushing, keep giving it your best. Keep staying in the place of rehearsal. Keep building capacity to
mm,
that right time that the whole world will see you and hear about you. So
mm,
this is actually a good thing. And it's one thing, the Bible speaking, there's a vision. So you just have to constantly remind yourself that, okay, I have a focus.
mm.
I have a focus. I have a focus. I'm not going to, no matter what comes to me, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep pushing. And with that, it will help every individual watching. And
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Oluyemi Gabriel, Oluwatoyin, Oluwatito,
yes,
Tito Sax.
yes,
Thank you so much.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
He
you.
has said it. Don't give up. Keep building capacity. Don't listen to discouragement. Hold your head high. You have a vision, look up, you have passion, go for it. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, it's time for us to go into the kitchen. Are you that kind of a person that you don't like oil, too much oil in your food? This time we're bringing you white egusi pepper soup. Let's go there. We'll be right back.